Hey guys, welcome back. My name's Stu, and this is Lazy Lake for Rollercoaster Tycoon Classic, a scenario from Radrian 1994. Lazy Lake is a beautiful park suffering from chronic mismanagement, which pervades every aspect of the park. With debts piling up, the park has sold countless rides and even land to try to turn a profit. Can you pull this park back from the brink? Your objective: to repay a loan and achieve a park value of at least 300,000. Okay. So I've already been around this park as a guest in order to see for myself at a ground level what is wrong with this park. And there is so much wrong with this park. And the bank didn't want to give me the chance to try and turn it around. So I had to make a PowerPoint presentation to the bank and the board and the finances and some American guy who was there for some reason. I don't know why. Anyway, so let me just show you that presentation and then we can move on. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming to the meeting. Thank you for seeing me. I've compiled a brief PowerPoint on what I think will save the park. So I've been around the whole park and I've looked at how you've got everything set up, and these are the changes I would like to implement. Okay, so the Ferris wheel, we're going to set that to £1 and we're only going to make it rotate the once. The looping coaster, we're going to charge £10 for that because guests will pay it in my experience. We're going to set it to 1 lap and we're going to run it with 2 trains. Whoa, what's this? Hey Stu, it looks like you were trying to make it look like you were making a PowerPoint. Why not also add a fake annoying paperclip as a gag? Don't want that. Okay, looping coaster. We can't remove that as the local authority forbids removal or modification to this ride. So there are a number of changes I would like to do, but we can't do it. Enterprise, we're going to charge £5, but we're only going to make it rotate 10 times. If guests refuse to pay it, we will reduce it over time. Wild Mouse, again, £10, no block sections. Now, the station for this, I've noticed, you've got a station tile, then you've got a bit of track and then another station. So if we convert that to 3 station tiles long, what we can do is we can run it a lot easier. We can run more cars on the track. We'll be able to run probably 3 trains quite easily. We'll run it as continuous circuit and we'll remove any block section breaks from the track as well. And I also want to complete the build for this junior coaster as I think it'll be a brilliant family ride. The Carousel, easy ride, £1, 10 rotations. Rowing boats, we're going to close it. At some point later, we'll replace it. We just don't want the risk of guests falling out and drowning or whatever, and it's not a very good ride. Pirate ship, wait, that's not right. Let me quickly change that. There you go. Pirate ship, £3, 10 swings. Great staple for any park. All food and drink stalls, we're going to charge £2. Any snack stalls, we're going to set the price so we're making £1 profit. Information kiosks, we're going to keep the maps free, but we're going to charge £20 for umbrellas, which is fairly cheap in theme parks for umbrellas. In Euro Disney, when I was there recently, they were charging €35. It's probably gone up since. Crucially though, what we want to do is we want to remove all the areas around the park where you've got like a 3x3 path trap. Because guests, even though they've got park maps, they just find it confusing. Land and loan. Okay, so I want to buy all of the land back from the bank because I realized that the previous owners sold the land to the bank. And we want to pay all the loan back as well. Unfortunately, we are going to have to make some redundancies. So at this present moment, I just can't see why we have 3 entertainers and 2 security guards. We just don't have the guest numbers and we can't afford the wages for them. Wait, what? Hey Stu, it looks like you want to make some employees redundant. Have you considered drowning them instead? Wait, no, that's not happening. Okay, any questions?
What was that about the drowning?
Yeah, no one is getting drowned. I can't emphasize that enough. I don't know what happened just now. No one is getting drowned.
That's a shame.
April year one, and it's raining, so we're going to benefit from all that filthy umbrella cash. Okay, so look at it. Loan interest £1,200 per month, but ride tickets 2,400. So we're in profit. That's good. That's good. We can put some of that profit towards paying down the loan, and we can put some of that profit into researching thrill rides because they're going to give us a nice bang for our buck. Bring up that park value, bring more guests in who can then ride the more high ticket rides like the looping coaster and the mouse coaster. So yeah, that's the plan so far. I think what I want to do is I want to buy some of the land in order to connect up the railway because it's almost complete. I just need a little bit there, buy that out, and the railway should have a decent enough excitement that we can charge, I don't know, maybe £5 a go. And it's such high capacity that we should make a lot of money off that. October year one, we've got the loan down to 64,000, park value 136,000. We're not worried about that at the moment. We are going to just concentrate on getting that loan down. Ideally, get it down to £1. That way we can't accidentally pass it. So, without recording. So, we've got the mouse just here. We're charging £10 a go. We'll continue to do so until they stop paying, and we'll reduce it down. So I've got rid of all the block breaks on that. We've connected the station up. So it's one, it used to be one tile exit, then a break, then one tile, a flat bit of track, whatever. I say break, just a break in the station, and then you have a bit of station. There were loads of block breaks around the place as well, so just slowed the flow, made it really, really slow. Yeah, and then we've got the looping coaster there, so we've increased it to 2 trains and increased the chain left. There's nothing much we can do with this because local authority forbids demolition or modification to it. So we got some nice rides in here, quite densely packed in together. I'm going to go station to station, re-theming the train stations. I want to make that like a big feature of the park. So we've got some good rides here. We're going to continue around. Some of the pathing I'm going to fix along the way, move maybe some of the drink stalls and stuff. I'm going to put this junior coaster back together, and we've got a go-karts just over here. Good stats there. So we're charging £10 a go on that. Yeah. So I think we're just going to carry on like this. I've put my research now into roller coasters. I'd like something cheap and cheerful that we can put down, but I think the main plan is focus on making the place look nice, and as and when a good ride comes out, we'll put that down and then carry on and pay back the loan because we're still paying 1,200 a month, so we need to pay that back a bit so we've got more cash for building bigger and better rides. And one of the things with park value, yes, it's the bulk of it is ride stats, but they do depreciate over time. So building a big exciting roller coaster now isn't really worth it. I mean, it's going to give us more cash, but in 3 or 4 years time it's not going to be worth as much as it is now for the park value. October year 2, loan is now down to 44,000. So that's reduced our loan interest down to 860 per month. Park value only 118,000. But as I said, don't worry about that for now. 800 guests in the park, so we're getting more guests in. We're going to go on the bigger and better rides. So I've redone the junior coaster. I built basically this exact design, opened it up and realised I'd built it the wrong way around because the station was facing the other way. So I just demolished it and then reversed it, and yeah, now it's here. So this is called Ladybug. Good stats there. Charging £10. They won't pay that for that long, but for now they will pay it, and we'll reduce down as and when we need to. Yeah, so we've got my station there. As I said, I want to decorate all of the stations. I'm going to retheme the mouse ride and the looping coaster as well. Rethemed that station just there, moving around. I want to move that Ferris wheel. It's just taking up a huge amount of space. But there, and we've rethemed that station there. And I think we've already seen. No, there you go. And then the final station as well. That's pretty cool. So yeah, I was quite chuffed when I saw the that they had a train station as well, because you know what that means. After we've done this, at some point in the future, we can do a scenic railway. Yeah. So I think I'm enjoying the plan so far. The park is looking good. We're turning a profit. We're paying back the loan. I think carrying on with the scenery touches is definitely the way to go because it doesn't cost a lot and we're able to pay back the loan and then we're able to research rides as well in the background in order for me to plan out where we want to go. I do want to buy all of the land around the park, and I'm thinking um, we could possibly have another path loop around the outside of the train. That would be cool because that would open up a huge amount of extra space for bigger and better roller coasters. October year three, we've got the loan down to 1,000. So loan interest now, £95 a month. That's hardly anything. We're more than covering that in food and drink sales. Park value 130. Again, don't worry about that. We've got a plan. Ride tickets, making good money, 7,000 per month. As you can see, we're still researching roller coasters with the limb coming out there. So that's handy because you can get some good stats on one of them. Well, nausea and intensity anyway, but that's fine. It all counts. So as you can see, we've rethemed Jumbo just here, the looping coaster. What are we charging for that? £5 now for that. So we got a nice little funky station and we've rethemed it like, I don't know, jungle. I think that's probably the look we want to go for the rest of the park. Because we've got tons of scenery available on this. So I think that would be pretty cool. I've started retheming the wild mouse. So maybe like I don't know, like a churchyard, graveyard type theme. I don't know. So yeah, we've got a little log flume just there. Very, very basic. Charging decent amount of money for it. We'll probably replace this at a certain point in the future, or maybe I don't know, build a better one or something. I don't know. But at the moment, it's just something cheap and cheerful for the guests to go on. I think this year now, this is the year. There you go, spiral slide just down there as well. This is the year we're going to focus on buying up the land around the outside of the park and maybe making that path loop that I mentioned earlier. We've got tons of rides unlocked, so let's have a quick look there. You know, some of those will come in handy. These coasters, some really high-powered coasters in here, ones that can get us some really good high stats, ones that we can build some really small compact coasters as well if we want to. Some good thrill rides in there. Would be handy if we had some better water rides as well, so we will research that in future. But for now, I think stick to the plan. The park's starting to look really good. I think it's going to look amazing by the time we finish. October year four, finances looking good. We've bought all the land around the outside of the park, apart from this one little tile. But I can't complain too much because on my Route 66 scenario, I left one tile that you couldn't purchase as well. So I know how annoying it is, and I know how easy it is to do myself. So yeah, we've got the outer path loop. So look at all this extra land that we've now opened up for roller coasters or whatever rides we want to add around the outside. One thing I didn't show you last year was that, look, we have been employing tons of staff. And look, we used to have 3 entertainers when I first took over this place, and yet there was a bit of an issue with redundancies and stuff. But we've now got more entertainers than we started with, and that's not the end of it. We are going to go on a big employment recruitment drive in the future as well, as and when we've got the extra rides and stalls and things like that to warrant it. Yeah, so it's looking pretty good. What are we doing for research? So we're researching shops and stalls now. So all the roller coasters are done. After that, I think maybe water rides, then thrill rides, and then, I don't know, gentle rides. We're probably not going to use any transport rides, but you never know. I do have a 6x6 in a transport ride that, who knows, maybe we could use that or something. But yeah, so don't worry about that park value. As I said, we're going to be building the bigger and better rides towards the end, and there's a few tricks up our sleeves that we can use as well. October, year 6, park value starting to look more healthy now, 248,000. But again, still not worried. Okay, so we've got a vertical drop, as you can see there, and that's the wild mouse that I forgot to show you that we've rethemed there. So it's kind of like, like you can't really see the gravestones underneath. But yeah, so I built this like building, and then I realized it looks a bit like a church, so we might as well go with it. So yeah, and we've got the vertical drop coaster there. I haven't named it because I'm thinking of extending it slightly, because if you hadn't already noticed by now, the last couple of years, the park number of guests in the park has been hovering around the high 900s and thousands. So we've definitely got harder guest generation enabled on this, which doesn't really matter. We don't really care about guest numbers, but guest numbers do add a little bit of park value. So there you go. We're researching. We've researched that. So now we put our research into general rides. So not much longer now with the research until we see what we've got. So as I was saying, yeah, we've got harder guest generation. So guests will add a little bit of park value, but not a huge amount. So, it's nice to have them, I suppose, for the extra revenue. And then where is it? Where is it? Oh, there you go. Over here, we've got a wooden coaster. Now, I'm not 100% on the turnaround with this. It's called Lazy Back. The ride length was around 1,800 feet, so I decided to extend it slightly because of the harder guest generation, and I've kind of spoiled it, but it's all right. It's all right. The stats are good, and it's going to give us a guest bonus there. And then just next to it, interacting with it, then we've got a corkscrew called Laser, continuing the LAZ theme. Decent stats on that. Very simple design. It just takes you up the reverse spike, drops you down, corkscrew across both of the wooden coaster tracks, up and then back. So yeah, good stats. Another thing, I don't know if we've got any at the moment. Have we? Yes, we got 2 at the moment. We've been winning awards pretty consistently. We've usually got between 1 and 3 awards at any one time. Haven't had 4 at the same time in this park. Done it before, but not in this park. And we haven't really been aiming for awards. We've just been taking our time and putting things down, and the park looks pretty, and we got loads of toilets and loads of staff and stuff. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So that'll give us a boost of guests as well. So there's the station for the wooden coaster, and then we've got Classy Chassis, my 6x6 vintage car ride, which is available to download as well. Look for that in the 6x in the Route 66 playlist. Yeah. So forgot to show you this. So we got rid of the log flume, so we've replaced that with a little splashboards there. I think probably need to. Oh no, it's £5. What guess going on it? Probably because they're all on the splashboards. So we've got a splashboards on here, and I've done my trick of having 2 stations, one either side of the lake. So that's given us a decent amount of stats on this. We're charging £10 a go, so we're making a fortune off this. So, what's that? A little rogue bit of scenery there. So yeah, guests get on this one, up a little, whatever they're called. It's not chain lift, is it? Up the lift on that one, drops down. So a little splash on that one, and then back up, and then another couple of little splashes around up a higher lift, and then down, no, and then across there. So yeah, I like doing this where you've got two bits parallel to each other, because at some point, it doesn't happen very often, but at some point you will get it. So no, it's not going to happen this time. You will get it. I'm trying to pop this orange balloon, trying to get it so that they both sort of splash alongside each other. And I just like the idea that in real life you'd have a ride where you're both coming down at the same time, and the splash is going to be horrendous. You're going to get absolutely drenched. The most drenched I've ever been on a water ride was Valhalla in Blackpool. We got absolutely soaked on that ride. So yeah, I think, as I said, I'm going to extend the vertical drop. That'll give it some, maybe try and aim for some slightly higher stats on that as well. Oh, look, a little maze just down there. I've redone the start area as well, so we can branch off onto the outside loops. So yeah, continue as we are, building some rides around the outside, putting down some scenery. We've got some weapons in here. We've got the rotor drop. Where is it? We've got the launch tower. And then in the coasters, we've got some very, very exciting roller coasters in here. So I think what we can do, since we've got so much cash, right? I think what we can do, we can build them and just leave them in test. So what that does is it gives us the park value, but because they're not open, they don't age, so they don't depreciate. So that way, the park value stays over the amount that we need. We need 300,000. So we'll get it over that, and it should stay there because all the new rides that we're going to be putting down are the big guns. So it should keep them there. June, year 8. So I didn't check in at the end of year 7. I just thought I'd carry on playing. We're going to do the goal, and well, not just do the goal, but get the park finished, and then we'll come back. So we've got the loan, 1,000. So we just need to pay that off and pass the goal. Park value, 381,000. Quick reminder, we need 300,000. So we've done that. When it's not going to depreciate at any time soon. So as I mentioned, we've got a launch tower there. Lazy back. Nope, that's the wooden coaster. Lazy launcher. There you go. High stats. Still in test mode. And then we've got a flying coaster just there. Design is in the tutorial section. It's called the Flying Dutchman, based on the sort of the sea illusion of an upside down boat. Decent stats again in test. And then we've got probably the standout coaster of the park. And I did something a bit weird with this one, something that I know other people do because I've heard them saying it, but what I did, I saw this little area here and I thought that would be great for a batwing. So I built the batwing first, and then I built backwards all the way along until I got to around here. Then I was able to build the station and the rest of it. So normally I usually do the station first, but I wanted to get a batwing in that little area there, and it's called Lazy Bones, and it looks fantastic, and the stats are great as well. We could probably open everything up now. So I'll show you what else. Before I do that, I'll show you what else we've got in test. I've extended the vertical drop just there. So that's over the 2,000 feet that we want. It's a little bit less than that for the harder gas generation. So that's pumping more gas in, as you can see, 1,400. And then we've got a roto tower just there, lazy drop. So high intensity, giving us a good value. And the path comes out just there and it goes underground. Been putting down loads of trees and things around the outside, putting down some flat rides as well. Let's see if we can see them. So we've got a twist there. We've got a haunted house there. We've got a magic carpet ride just there. We've got the observation tower. We have opened that though. We've got a circus just there. They don't add a lot of value, but it's cumulative, isn't it? If all of them add a couple of thousand to park value, then it'll soon add up. So yeah, that brings us around here. So what we can do then, we can open everything up. And then where's a nice densely populated area where we can look at the balloons and stuff. Right, let's pass the goal. So it'll take a second or so for it to register. Mild panic sets in. There you go. Ooh, awesome sorts. And honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if people thought I did this on purpose, but I really, really don't. Do you know when you're building and you're not really looking at it, you're whizzing around trying to put things everywhere and you don't really see bits. Sorry, I forgot fencing was too. And then you come into the video and you're like, oh, I forgot to do that bit. Sometimes I don't notice it until it's edited, and then, well, it's too late at that point. So yeah, this was a cool scenario. So thank you very much to Radrian for suggesting it to me. We are still in the middle of the Terra Hank scenario pack, but we're on the last two, and they are the hardest ones, and they're going to take a lot longer. So I've done this one because I figured I could do it quicker, even though it's taken me like into year 8. But I've been able to just play this when I'm sort of lounging in bed, you know. Lazy Bones has no ride from its exit. What an absolute noob! I can't believe I've done that. Oh well. I will fix that before the outro. Don't worry about that. If I close it now, havoc is going to ensue. I'll tell you what then. Let's just get on with it, shall we? So we'll do this whilst I try and talk at the same time, which really, really doesn't come very easy to me at all. So we'll raise that up like that. We'll bring it down. Which way are we going to go? If we do it like, where can we go? We can go the other side of the toilet. Right, okay, so we'll do that. We'll get that there. We'll do that down there. So yeah, because the last scenario is going to be a little bit longer. So there's a fence there, so it won't connect. You can see that it's not connected. So what I can do, I could go out of this screen and go in and delete it. But what I can do is I can just do that, and then just do that. There you go. We'll put. So the amount of trees on this scenario have made it quite difficult. But when I'm placing things, so you see it, so yeah, you can see it green there. But when you place it, it disappears, but you can just about see the outline. So that's kind of how I've been doing it. And one of the reasons why I didn't drop in at the end of year 7 is because doing it like this is a bit of a faff. So we'll paint the ground there, even though you can't see it. And then we'll add some chairs down as well, some benches, just so guests won't be too much, won't be too sick. I'll tell you what I could do. I could show you quickly quite an interesting tip. So because this has got such high intensity and nausea, this is going to be an absolute sick fest. So what I did was I got a, where is it? They've got a first aid room on here. So I worked out where, if you look, it's quite hard to place things underground on here. Well, it's quite hard to line them up with the tracks or the paths. So I looked at where the exit path is. Oof, there you go. So it's there, and then I went back in. Let's go. Right, there you go. So we get rid of that now. So if you look at it, so the actual ride is 3x3, so it's there. Comes around there. So then I know I've got the exit there, and then the path starts there. So I place the first aid there. Where was it? Where did I show? There. And then I just went down until we got to the path. Cool. Yeah, so everything's done now. So as I was saying, they're quite long scenarios from Terra Hank, so I'm not going to get them done in time. And I really enjoy doing the scenario releases on a Saturday. So if you're watching the Terra Hank pack on a playlist, you won't see this and it won't matter, but you won't notice anything. But if you're watching them as they're releasing, you might think, oh, why hasn't he finished the Terra Hank pack? Well, that's why. I am going to get back to it. It might be the week after next, hopefully. I'm doing a lot of overtime at the moment. So I've got 5 nights this week. So I'm doing 60 hours this week. So yeah, I'm not going to have a lot of spare time, but I should have enough time to edit and get the video out. So yeah, cool. Let's get on with the outro. I won't do a recap of what we've done. Just go back and watch the video. Yeah, because I've waffled on enough as it is. So this was Lazy Lake, a really, really great scenario. from Radrian1994. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!